Hello, welcome, everyone. We had a little bit of technical issues, so we're starting just a little bit behind schedule, but no worries, we are going to be great today. Why don't you all, as you're joining in, give me a hey, hi, let me know if you're hashtag team live. If you're watching the replay, hashtag replay, give me a hey, hi. This topic has been like, I would say like a hot topic lately, right? And what we're going to really be talking about today is how to know when you need to take a break from your job, especially as a woman of color. Why did I choose this topic? Because we're seeing so many instances of women of color actually being harmed, harming themselves, having health problems due to their jobs. I mean, serious things happening because of their jobs. And just feeling like afraid or like they can never take a break. And that's what society tells us. And it's just not true, sis. Let me be the first one to tell you, you deserve a break. You can take a break. So as I'm going through like how to know when it's time for you to take a break, if you feel like you need to take a break, you just take the break, sis. And we'll talk a little bit more about that. But I wanted to start off by saying that this is just a hot topic. We've been seeing a lot going on in the news with people like harming themselves. And and we also know that when companies are in trouble, companies or countries, whatever, they like to then put Black women in charge, put women of color in charge to kind of fix the crisis or fix the issues that are going on, which adds additional stress to us because then we feel like we can't make a mistake and we can't fail where others have failed, right? So it's this domino effect and all of this pressure put on us to why we feel like we can never take a break. Sis, you can take the break. We're going to talk about it. All right. As you all are joining in, if you have any comments, any questions, your take on this topic, go ahead and put it into the comments. I want this to be more conversational. I want to hear what you all have to say as well. And let me start by just saying again, welcome. If you are new to my channel or if you are new to my network, hey, I am Latrice Huff, career and leadership coach to ambitious women of color, and it is my movement and my mission to put more women of color in leadership roles and positions of power. Because when we control our destinies, when we make more money, we improve the world, right? We invest more in our communities, we spread the wealth, we help each other. So if you want to change the world, it's going to start with you, sis, making the money you deserve and a role that you love. All right. If you come into my channel and you think I'm going to be talking about all about how you need to sacrifice, that is not what we're talking about here. You can take care of yourself and make the money you deserve. In fact, you should be doing that. Okay. So, if that's what you're all about, you will love this topic today. Be sure to subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. If you're watching on LinkedIn, hey, I love my LinkedIn folks. Be sure to follow me. Hit the follow button and then hit the notification button because that will notify you all when I go live. So you will know when I go live. All right. Hey, Latoya. Where's Latoya joining in from? Hey, Latoya from Atlanta. Okay. ATL in the area. ATL in the house. Let me know as y'all are chiming in where you're watching from. Y'all know if you may hear, I got a little Baltimore accent. I'm Latrice, originally from Baltimore. Right now, I'm in Texas. All right. And it's still hot here. It's still hot. Still hot in Texas. So I had a couple things. I was like, I just kind of want to get right into this with you all. Y'all know I have my notes here. Let me start by saying this. You know, it's time to take a break from your job, especially as a woman of color says, I am talking to you. Right? If you have told yourself, I can't take a job, I can't take a break because I don't care what it is, because it's going to be more work for me to do, because the company's going through restructuring, because my boss doesn't like me, because whatever, you have to know you deserve a break. Truly start to scrutinize why you're saying you cannot have a break. Okay. So here's my tip number one, or I'm not gonna say tip, I'm gonna say like thing for you to think about. Number one, if you are literally getting sick, I'm serious. We think it sounds like, oh, whatever. No, I have literally had women come to me Like, Latrice, I'm getting headaches and migraines. I'm having panic attacks. My blood pressure is up. Like, and when I say sick, I mean physical, like it is literally manifesting in something physical in your body, and mentally sick. Do you know how many women come to me and tell me they are going to therapy because of their jobs? If your job is sending you to therapy, and don't get me wrong, I truly believe therapy is a gift that we give ourselves. And I do believe that every Black woman and every woman of color needs a therapist, right? I believe that just for your own internal healing. I love what I do and I see a therapist, right? I'm not talking about that. I'm saying literally, this job is driving you crazy and you're going to therapy because of this job. That is a clear time you need to take a break, sis. You need to take a break. It is okay. That job will be there tomorrow. We all have seen those posts where it's like, hey, if God forbid, pass away, they'll have HR posting your job the next day. Let me tell y'all, that's not a joke. I was in HR. We had somebody pass away. The moment we found out they passed away, the next day they was like, they passed away. We're gonna send some flowers to their family. Let's get their job posted. It's not a joke. It's for real. I don't know if you all heard, I won't say the name of the company, but it was a well-known bank. And I want to say it was like a woman of color, either a Black woman or a woman of color, who was found at her desk and they passed away. And they said she passed away 4 days and before anyone found her. We have to think about these things. You have to come first. If a job is making you sick, and if you're like, I can't just leave my job, okay, take a break. They got FMLA, short-term disability, sabbatical, holiday leave, personally, whatever you have to do, take a break. Take a break. I want to see what Latoya is saying. She says, joining today because I'm on a break. Yes, from my permanent job and trying to decide if I will return to the office. Just keep focusing on building my business. Yes. And actually, Latoya, you're doing exactly what I recommend is during the break, you should be working on yourself and working on something else like, hey, how am I going to get income, and making some decisions. There's not to say you will never go back to work. I'm not saying that. We don't know. But you need time to heal mentally and physically. So I wholeheartedly agree. And let me know what your business is. Give yourself a shout out. Look, we want to know what your business is. We want to support you. Because yes, I am a career coach, and my clients will tell you, I wholeheartedly believe you should have an additional source of income besides your company. You should always have an additional source of income besides your company. So I would say at this point, about 80% of my clients actually have their own businesses. And once we get them into the career that they love and that is easy for them to do, we then start working on their businesses and growing their business. Oh, Latoya says she has all those things. When I was talking about the ailments, let me know. And if you guys, as I'm going through this, if you are like, Latrice, I love what you're saying, I want to talk to you one-on-one, I am actually doing VIP calls. These are VIP intensive calls. They're going to be a 3-hour call for women who are ready to make some moves, but you don't know what that next move is. You can schedule a call with me. We're going to do this. What I have you do, we go through 3 hours. You send me your resume, your LinkedIn first. You tell me what role that you're interested in. And then we take a 3-hour intensive. This is a new program that I'm doing. I've done it once before, but I only do this like a few times a year. And it has been amazing. So far, I've had people go through this. We've mapped out the next 6 months. They know exactly what they're going to do in their career or business to get ahead. Okay. So this is a service that I offer. If you're interested in that service, you can put VIP in the comments or you can DM me VIP. I'll send you a link so we can have like a 15-minute virtual coffee just to make sure that this intensive is for you. If it is, you sign up, set your date, and in September, we're having these calls so that you have the rest of the year mapped out and you know your next moves. All right. So I just want to share that with you all as we're going through. My number 2 way, sis, if you are literally exhausted, I'm not talking about tired. I'm talking about exhausted. Like by the time you get home, you can't cook. You can't like talk to the family. You can't even play with the cat. Like you can't, you're just mentally and physically exhausted. That is a clear sign you need to take a break. You need a pause from your job. And I have seen us push ourselves to the point of exhaustion where we are passing out by the time we get home, or where we have no time, no energy for our significant other because we gave it all to these other people who we don't even like, right? If you are there to the point of exhaustion, and here's the thing, I have been there. Everything on here, you guys, I have been there. I have been there. So I'm telling you all, not just as a career coach and not just as an HR professional, but as a woman of color in the workforce who has experienced these things herself. Okay. I'm telling you as her. Take the break, take the leave, take the PAL, take the PTO, take the vacation time. Hell, use your sick time. You need to take a break. If you're finding yourself exhausted and all and your day consists of getting up, going to work, coming home, grabbing a little bit to eat that you know ain't healthy, not really engaging with people, going to sleep, waking up, doing it all over again, you're exhausted and you need a break. And you need a break. And I'm not talking about, oh, you know what? In June, now here we is in September. You talking about in June, I got a cruise coming up. I'm not, no, we're not waiting months and months for this break. If it is imperative to your health, to your body, that you take the break now, I mean like today, like tomorrow. I'm hoping you all were off today for Labor Day. I'm talking today, tomorrow, like an immediate break, okay? Number 3, if you are finding yourself stressed out, and all of these go together. Some of y'all may be like, Latrice, I got all of these. Like if you like, I got 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna check my comments too, because sometimes all my comments they don't show on my screen, but I'm gonna check. Because last time I did this live, you guys, I missed some of y'all comments, and I want to apologize for that because I missed some. But yes, if you're like, Latrice, I got 1, 2, 3. If you like, I got all of them, then you know you need a break. And if you come to me talking about, Latrice, I'm so stressed out, but I used up all my PTO, I'm sis, do you need to take FMLA? Do you need to take short-term disability? Do you need to take a little bit of leave without pay? We have to figure out how to work this out. The solution is not to just keep going to work and taking it, because you will literally work yourself into exhaustion. You will literally work yourself into exhaustion. Let me tell y'all, being stressed out, you ever seen somebody stressed out, burned out, just looking like they about to fall out? It ain't cute. It's not cute, sis. That stress like manifests itself in other ways. High blood pressure. What was I was just reading something about this? Like people's hair falling out. Um, Inflammation, autoimmune diseases, all of these are from stress. Did you know 80%? I was reading some statistic, it was like 75 or 80% of the new cases of autoimmune diseases are women. We're literally stressing ourselves to death. No job is worth your health or your life. The same way you found that job is the same way you will find another one. And I don't want to hear nothing about the job market, because let me tell y'all gonna see some testimonies coming. Companies are hiring right now. My clients have been getting interviews and hired like crazy, even for remote roles. Right? We can talk if y'all want to know about how to land these remote roles, 6-figure remote roles. Let me know. Put it in the comments. I can do a live on that. But companies are hiring. The market is open. The world is open back up. And even if it wasn't, that is no excuse for you to sit there and be in a place that is impacting your health. Okay? So if you're feeling like, Latrice, I'm stressed out, and stress, it actually takes away from your like your creativity and your productivity. When you find yourself stressed out and you like, I just can't think anymore. I can't think of any ideas. I don't know what else to do. That's because you're so stressed that blood is rushing to your body for you to make a move versus like going to your brain for like creative ideas. Right? So we need to make sure that we start de-stressing, we take a break. And during the break, you should be de-stressing. You should be looking for a therapist. You should be talking to your friends. You should be doing things that build you up. You should be getting rest. You should be thinking about if you're going to stay in that job or not. If you want to know, what should you be doing during the break? Okay. Number 4, and this one is a little bit tricky, but I want you all to think about it. If you find yourself what we call coming out of character, doing things out of your personality, being a little snappy at people, or more passive aggressive, it can show up in different ways. Like the passive aggressiveness is one thing that we really see in the workforce, and it can cause so much anxiety, right, on both sides. But if you find yourself coming out of character, doing things you wouldn't typically do, behaving in ways that aren't you, then that's a clear sign too, you need a break from this job, especially as a woman of color. Because we always feel like we got to be on our P's and Q's. We have to be perfect. We can't slip up. We have to keep on the mask. Sis, take a break and take the mask off. Take a break and take the mask off. If you find yourself getting out of character, take a break. And please, y'all, and if you get anything from this, do not wait for your break. Don't say it's coming months and months ago. Like, no, don't do that. All right. And then I want to say this. If you are looking for a new role, I did a free workshop on how to ace the 6-figure interview. Put interview in the comments and we're going to get you that link. It's absolutely free. You can watch it. I give you a lot of ideas about how to get interviews, how to ace the interviews, but also I give a lot of tips about like getting your mindset in the right place as well. So if you're someone who's like, hey, I'm kind of on the fence, I don't know, or even if you're in your break, go ahead, put interview in the comments. We'll get you that free link. Watch that video. Okay. It's a whole free workshop that I did just for my network. All right, you guys, that's what I recommend. And then here's my 5th tip. If you find that your work performance has decreased, if you like, I just don't know why, but I don't want to call it quiet quitting, but almost, yes, somewhat of quiet quitting. If you're like, I'm just coming in, I'm not that go-getter like I used to be. I'm just like, whatever, like you doing the bare minimum. It could be time for you to take a break, especially if you're usually a top performer and you're noticing your own performance decrease, right? Then it's like, all right, let me take a break here. Let me regroup. And I want you to hear me. There is nothing wrong with taking a break. I've seen other people talking about don't take breaks, don't do this. And when you go on vacation, take your laptop. First of all, they sound crazy. That sounds crazy. Y'all, take a break, a real break, a real break. Take a real break, and only you know what that real break is for you. Sometimes for me, like even earlier today, I did like a silence break. So like I didn't talk for 4 hours, right? Because I talk all the time and that's my job. And sometimes I need a break. And so I'll do vocal rest, or I'll like take like a break and just have silence and no internet, just me and my thoughts and my journal and meditating. And it can be amazing just for like a little while. Only you know what you need during that break, right? But when we see these things, when you start getting sick and you have physical ailments, when you're like, I've never been sick this much, and you just keep getting sick, whether it is physical or mental, right? If you're exhausted, if you're coming home and finding yourself 100% drained, you got to take a break. Being stressed out, hair falling out, edges falling out, losing weight, gaining weight, just all these things happening to our body due to stress. Take that break. And if you're finding yourself coming out of your personality, doing things out of character that you would not normally do, doing behavior, saying things, being a little snappy that just aren't you, you want to do this. And then that last thing, like I said, is you seeing your own performance decrease. Okay. If you're like, I'm noticing my performance isn't where it usually is, you need a break. All right. Let me check these comments. All right, Latoya, I see you said interview. We're going to get you that link so you can see the free workshop. Oh, hey, Tamika. Tamika says, how long should the break be? Okay. I always longer than a day. I'll tell you what the minimum. The minimum should be a day. I've seen people take max of 3 months. Usually they might have like FMLA, short-term disability. They may be on some sort of medical leave, right? And you can get a note from your therapist or from your primary care physician for a break from mental. But yes, I've seen it anywhere from a day to 3 months. What I don't recommend is like you saying I'm going to take the day off and then filling that day full of like stuff. You're still checking your email, you're still you're going out, you're running all these like you're doing these things but you're not getting a break, right? Like your break should be a real break. I actually recommend around 3 to 5 days. I always tell my clients if you can take 3 to 5 days, but the minimum would be a full day. The maximum that I've seen people take is 3 months. So let me know if that answered your question, Tamika. I typically recommend somewhere between 3 to 5 days. Okay. She says I started Tamika. I start mine on the 9th. The break. I like that. I like that. Mental exhaustion is real. It is real, Tamika. It is absolutely real. And I have we're seeing people, women, us, literally work ourselves to death. And for what? For them to just post our job tomorrow? Like, take the break. Hey, Trisha. However long FMLA will allow. Yes. Because sometimes you can get your doctor, they'll write you a note for 6 weeks, but typically the longest with FMLA is going to be around 3 months. And I've seen people like come back refreshed after 3 months. And I've also seen people take that time to take a real break to heal and find something new. And find something new. Okay. Like that's not going to be everybody's case. But if your job is this stressful, if you have any one of these things, but if you sit here like check, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, if you got all of those, you really have to think about, do you want to go back to that company? You really have to think about it, right? Like, is this something I want to go back to? Or while I'm on this break, do I want to heal, make some plans, and start looking for something else that's going to better suit my lifestyle and my health, right? But this is good. Let me know if you have any questions. And Trisha was absolutely right about that FMLA. She's got you, Tamika. Week of 9th. Oh, this is your 9th week of leave. Yes. Okay. All right, that's what Latoya is saying. 9th week. Latoya, let us know what have you been doing on your break? Have you been um like mentally kind of refreshing, physically doing anything? Did you travel? Let us know. I can tell you what, I like to take breaks even in my business. I'll do a weekend to a hotel and just me, like just me. And sometimes I may do a little bit of work, or sometimes I'm just like getting a drink at the bar, going for a swim, like whatever I need to recoup. I have a business, I have lots of clients, I have a husband, I have children, I maintain my house. Like I have all these things going on, and my company doesn't stress me out. I love my business, and I still need that rest. I still need that break because for me, things manifest. I'll get sick. Like my voice starts to go. That's when I'm like, okay, I got to listen to my body. I need a break. Right. Latoya says healing. Oh, that is so powerful, Latoya. That is, I have a sister named Latoya, by the way. So I love it. And she spells her name with the capital T too. So I love that. So yes, doing that healing, getting back to you, knowing who you are, right, is a great way to kind of recharge, clear your mind, kind of cleanse your body, and then see what you want to do. Do you want to go back to this company? Do you want to find something new? Do you want to build your own business? But, and I'm just going to assume it's toxic. When you're in a toxic environment and you breathing in toxic air, it's hard to think clearly. It's hard to think clearly in that situation. Okay. All right. So let me know. I'm going to give it like one more minute. Do we have any more questions, comments that we can answer? Because I know this has just been a hot topic. I already see I got messages. People are like, Latrice, we want to talk about this break. If you want, I can even do a session on how to do a break, like the different options that you do have for breaks. Oh, she says, and spending time with my husband. I love this. And spending time with my husband and kids. That I was giving yes, that time. Yes, yes. Get your time back. Tamika says it's toxic. Yes. If it, and I hate to assume, but if your job is causing you to be sick, exhausted, stressed out of your personality, your performance to decrease, I'm going to guess it's a toxic environment. Every time when women come to me and they have any one of these issues, it is because they're in a toxic environment. And sometimes they don't even see it. I'll have to tell them, I'll be like, this sounds like you're in a toxic environment. Do you think it's toxic? And they just think, oh, I need to work more. I'm not valued. It's just too much work. Even if something is too much work, if they're giving you more work than you can do as a human being, right? Then it's a toxic environment, especially when we see other people over here not doing the work. Like and you see an imbalance. Trisha says exactly what I did in 22. I was on FMLA due to come back and resigned and started a new job. Yes, Trisha. Yes. Yes. That's how you do it. And it's okay. It's okay. To me, that break is for you to regroup. And if you decide to go somewhere else, you're going in a better position and a better mindset. I have clients now that are in toxic environments and they're like, I just can't wait to leave. And I always tell them, I'm like, when you leave, you need to give 2 to 3 weeks notice before you start your new job. Like you need a break in between that toxic environment and when you start a new job. And if they don't take a break and if they're not doing this healing, what I find is that they take the same mindset. Like the company could be great, but they're like, I don't know. Are they talking about me? I don't know. Is this toxic? Should I be doing this? Right. But once you take that break and you can heal, you can see things clearly and you can see I am now in a great environment. Like my boss has my back, my coworkers are civil. Like this is the minimum that we ask for, right? Like you can see now that you can see clearly when you are in an environment that is healthy. And y'all, there are some healthy companies out there. The toxic companies get the most play, right? We talk a lot about them, but I have seen it. I have witnessed it. I've worked in companies like that. There are healthy companies out there. There are great bosses out there. There are companies that really do care about your well-being. They do exist, and you can have one of those, okay? He said it was very toxic. So it says preach. Y'all got me laughing. Um, so he says, I could tell others they were in toxic environments and help them escape. And I was trying to save myself, and I was not trying to save myself. Yes. Sometimes it is hard to see when you're in a toxic environment. Just like I said, a lot of times my clients couldn't tell they were in a toxic environment. They didn't realize it. They thought maybe like, oh, I got a bad boss, or I'm not keeping up with my work. Like they really thought they could just outwork it. I was like, if you have to work 80 hours a week, I don't think like they need a new staff person. Like that's a full-time job. But literally people were doing this and being underpaid. Like if you're working 80 hours a week and they paying you 75,000, this is a clear sign you're in a toxic environment and you're being underpaid. Okay. Let me see. Yes. Praying for something similar. Yes. Y'all, yes, I would highly, highly recommend that while you're on this break and you're healing, look and see what's out there. Look and see. I'm seeing a lot more jobs lately. And just know companies are still hiring remotely. They're just not advertising it as much. So just know there are healthy companies out there. There are companies that do care about your well being. There are companies that will pay you your worth, right? And then we want to be on the lookout for red flags for companies that are not healthy. For these toxic companies, we don't want to get into those again. Again, this is why it's so important that you take that break in between, that you take the time to heal so you can really see, oh, this one company has red flags, and oh no, this company here, they have a great culture. So you can see the difference because you've been healing, because you've done the work. All right. Yeah, I'm so excited. Y'all been rocking in the comments too. All right. Thank you all. We're going to hop off. Feel free to continue to comment. If you have any questions, I'll respond to the questions. If you would like a VIP call with me, put VIP in the services. I'll send you the link so we can like have a quick virtual coffee, see if it's a good fit. And then if you'd like to get the free workshop, How to Ace Your Six-Figure Interview, put interview in the comments, or you can DM me interview and we will send you that link as well. But you all have a good night. Happy Monday. Bye.